And moving now to our third speaker, he is the founder of GoNegosyo and the Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship, the Honorable Joey Concepcion.
CN is really all about relationships. Organizations, CN, APEC, they strengthen relationships because trust is built. And when trust is built, then we can all work together as one big region. The power of mentorship is what we want to do with many of our micro and small entrepreneurs. Build the largest mentorship base that will be able to help us enable every micro entrepreneur to become not just a survival entrepreneur, but to become sustainable and eventually grow.
The basic unit of the economy has always been moved by the MSUs.
The pioneer mentors of the ASEAN Mentorship for Entrepreneurs Network.
Good morning. All those up there in the bleachers, can you hear me well? Can I ask you, what are you doing in this conference? Do you know what the purpose of your presence is here today? I hope the answer is yes. Are all of you dreaming to become successful people one day? Do you believe that the Philippines will be a great country one day? Do you believe that we are already a great country today? I hear more no. I think you always have to change that mindset. Let me share with you, in life, nothing is perfect. I've learned that growing up at a very young age. I fortunately studied in LaSalle. And my first, in grade school, unlike many of my classmates, they were much brighter than me. I failed grade 3. The most embarrassing point in my life, to fail in grade school, to be left behind by your friends moving to 4th grade. But that never changed my attitude. I mean, that really maybe gave me a better challenge to really look forward to how one would face life. Many of you must be in your college, and I don't know, some of you are already doing part-time work. And what is very important, really, at this point in your life, is to have a vision. I know many of you are concerned with the current events that are happening in the Philippines. I work for the President, not as a secretary, basically as a part-time consultant for entrepreneurship. My role basically is to help many of our micro and small entrepreneurs, and many of you here in this hall, that there is a future for yourself, that Filipinos were never destined for poverty, that all of you in this room can become successful. But you have to have the right mindset. No matter how bright you are, believe me, no matter how bright you are, that doesn't assure you success in life. It is the right attitude that you possess and have to possess that will make the biggest difference in your future career, in your ability to succeed, whether as a professional worker, in an organization, or as an entrepreneur. That mindset is so important. Optimism is very important. What you read in newspapers, yes, these things disappoint us. But in every government, from the Marcos days, which I grew up with, my father was one of those who fought the dictatorship for 20 years. My grandfather as well. And yet, he never believed that this country was not going to be successful. He believed that one day we will be able to rise. And that is the kind of attitude that each and everyone should possess as Filipino citizens. By bashing our own country, that doesn't get us anywhere. No matter how bad the government is, we have to move forward. There is never going to be a perfect government. Each leader will always have his advantages, his strengths, and his weakness. Remember that. But it doesn't mean that you cannot make an opportunity out of a problem. Today, the wealthy, especially the Filipino Chinese, what do? In the worst times, that is when they invest. If you look at all of them today, they've invested in businesses, in land, even at the worst. It is the Chinese philosophy to invest when there is a lot of problems. And when there is a lot of opportunities and prosperity, that's the time they cash out. So in every time that we have trouble, do not look at the negative side. Look at the problem and find a way how to turn it into an opportunity. I share this with you because this is the formula I've used. Yes, maybe I was blessed to be part of a family that could afford my education. When we were starting my own business and growing our corporation, RFM, I bought two companies, Selecta and Cosmos Bottling. At that time, just to show you, the only ice cream that we knew growing up was Magnolia ice cream. And yet, I looked for a company, a brand that was owned by a family, the Arce family, who wanted to sell. And that brand was then called Selecta. I only bought it for 20 million pesos way back then. And as a young budding entrepreneur, together with my brother who graduated from school in the States, we dared to challenge the Magnolia brand. San Miguel then was owned by another group, not the Ramon Ang group today, but another group, the Soriano family. And one would be crazy to challenge a market leader that virtually had 90% share of the market. Yes, that was during the times of EGMA. We had a lot of coup attempts from Cory to GMA. But yet, you know, that I guess the kind of passion I had to succeed. And looking back today, Selecta is now 80+% of the market, ice cream market. So again, I was not a bright student. I basically struggled. I was asked to join the board in LaSalle as a trustee. And yet, after my term ended, I told the principal and the rest of the LaSalle brothers that, do you know that you asked me to sit on your board and I'm still not a graduate of the LaSalle University. So they were all shocked. So again, it is really about mindset and attitude that really can make you succeed. I've seen in my 14 years of promoting entrepreneurship through GoNegosyo, hundreds of entrepreneurs. And I could count the number of these people who were summa magna cum laude in their class. Most of them were just average students. But one thing that was common that they possessed was the desire to succeed as an entrepreneur. And that list is a lot. From William Bello of Wilcon, from Alice Eduardo of Santa Elena, from Mami Nasaling Japsia, who we awarded an entrepreneurship award in Iloilo with 24 stores. And today, his market wealth is close to $700 million. And he's only in his 40s. There are many more like that. There are others who are even as young as you, who have started to go into the digital space. All of you have the greatest chance today. Many of you know how to use technology than us, who are in the middle to later age of our life. But you all have to know how to use the power of digital to convert it into a business. I believe that the landscape is changing. The brick and mortar businesses that you see today, the shopping centers, the retail stores, the way we advertise, the way we buy our things today is going to rapidly change. We in the big business, let me share this with you. The big business people today control the offline market and money place. When I say offline, these are what you see today, the shopping centers, the supermarkets. Things are moving as fast as we can see it. The shift towards online is what you have the greatest opportunity of. It would be very hard for you to challenge the big brands today who are well established. But if you look all over the world, what are the new businesses coming out? Are basically in the digital and high technology space, which each and every one of you here have the best chance. The smartphone will be the most powerful tool. Okay? It will be the most powerful tool today. You can see various applications today on market. From Amazon in America, here, Lazada, Shopee, Zalora, services, you've got the Win, Angkas, and tons of others coming out. Delivery services offered in marketplaces. This is your opportunity. And you have to understand it. I know most of you use your smartphone for Facebook, but go beyond that. If you want to be somebody successful, it's not enough that you study well and study hard. What is important is you have to study and research on your own. Determine the skill that you possess. If you possess and you're studying to become a finance person one day, learn to turn that into a business. Look at the opportunities out there. Look at model icons, entrepreneurs who have looked at a problem and converted that problem into a solution to an application. The digitalization, which they call the fourth industrial revolution, is going to happen and is happening. I just came from Israel and I was fascinated to see that this small state is now the number 2 in the world next to the Silicon Valley in terms of digital entrepreneurs. But all of you in this hall must want to achieve that. Your teacher, your parent, or even myself, or the entire Phoenix group here can't force you to do this. You have to determine the urge to succeed in life. Pick the right mentor. You will need a mentor as you move on from school, your spiritual life. Look for your pastor, your priest, or whoever can mentor you. And in the end, as you go to the workplace or become an entrepreneur, mentorship is very powerful. You will always need the right advice in whatever form you take, be it an employee starting up, and there's nothing wrong to work for somebody and make the mistakes there. And if in the end that you feel that you're ready to become your own boss and an entrepreneur, then even more so you need a mentor. The Philippines is not going to fail. Let me tell you that. What the government is doing is the right thing. We have inflation today that is part of the whole game. If you look at the Philippines as a corporation, we are now investing in what we call build, build, build. That is not just for show. Every great country that I've been to has definitely the right infrastructure to allow people like you the opportunities. Without the right airports, without the roads, without the ports, the Philippines will not grow. We will remain the way we are. If you look at China and if you have the chance to travel in even any Asian country today, all of them have a damn decent airport. And look at our airport here. We have to fix all our airports so that our tourism sector will grow. And if that happens, all of you can start a business, be an entrepreneur, because tourism will grow a lot of opportunities for entrepreneurs. Think about it. So the government has to borrow money, it has to raise taxes, because that is our equity. If you look at our country as a company, the government share is the loans, our share is the equity, and tax is the equity. What you see today is inflation because of the taxes that have to be paid. Of course, oil prices have gone up, but these are all temporary. We have enjoyed the last 2 years a very low inflation. So what you hear that the inflation is going to destroy this country is a lot of crap. This is just 1 or 2 months. We're not at the end. But without the right infrastructure, I'm telling you, we will not get anywhere. You've seen China, you've seen Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore. I mean, we are really left behind. The previous government did a great thing in balancing our finances and making us investment grade. But they really failed to implement the massive build, which is needed for us to grow. And remember that. So when you listen to the public that inflation is going to bring us to a disaster, that is totally false. So now we have to implement. The private sector today has projects with the government. The airport is close to being approved. And NAIO hopefully will be approved pretty soon with a group of 7 conglomerates coming together. So tourism is going to be an opportunity for all of you here in this hall. But again, let me advise you, never be satisfied with status quo. I mean, you have to possess that hunger. Sometimes when I talk to people like you, I feel the urge to really encourage all of you that have that hunger. And many people who don't have that hunger will never succeed, believe me. That passion. And that you can't learn from school. Many of those billionaires today, successful entrepreneurs, pass through that challenge of hunger for success. Some of them face a lot of poverty and they succeeded. Most of you who are in school today are lucky. Many out there are not even able to get to good schools. So I suppose you belong to one of the best schools being mentored. But in the end, it is what you do with what you are today, what you are as a student, what you want to be one day. Have a model icon out there. Maybe look at the young entrepreneurs like Robbie Antonio, who's now the first unicorn at $1 billion. Very talented. Mang Inasaling Japsia. Again, my wish for all of you here in this room, and this organization, JFinex, has provided this opportunity for you to listen to speakers like myself. I turned 60 years old. We are in the last quarter of our life, and I was once like you out there. But you have to dream big, never dream small. Never think you can accomplish what others can accomplish. Always be an optimist, never a pessimist. Never surround yourself with friends who are pessimists. The moment you start hearing that this country, among all chismis that, ay, hopeless na tayo, walang mangyayari dito, si Duterte, nagpapatay ng tao. Listen, no matter who the leader is, it doesn't mean that your life will not change. Dream big. In the end, I all can wish you success. But you must want it most. Good luck, and I hope God bless you with great success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Joey. Thank you so much. Well, I believe Vince is with somebody for a question for Sir Joey. Vince?
Yes, no, Nixon, Sir Joey. I have someone here with me. Please state your name and your school.
So, maayong buntag sa ating tanan, maayong buntag, sir. So, I am Sheila May Gabato from University of Mindanao, Tagum College. So, my question is, based po sa experiences ninyo sa business world, what secret pwede niyo pong ma-share sa mga young entrepreneurs and yung mga taong gustong magsimula sa business for them to survive and to be successful in the business world po?
Can I ask, where are you studying?
University of Mindanao, Tagum College po.
And what are you majoring on?
Financial management po, sir.
And what is your, I'd say, how does your grades look like? Are you an average student, above average student? Or secret?
Secret lang po, sir.
Again, it depends. What is your passion? I mean, why did you want to take finance? Is there a reason? Was your father, mother in that line?
No, sir, but I wanted to be a successful businesswoman in the future po, sir. That's why I take financial management, sir.
Okay, so my advice to any of you, and tignan nyo yung, especially in the provinces in Davao, there are a lot of opportunities. Your airport will be modernized soon. Start to learn about agriculture. That is the biggest challenge we have today. And there you have the best fertile lands in your area. If you need a mentor to guide you through, we will patch you on this early. Those who want to get into Agri, we have an Agri Summit on October 1. We actually, together with Phoenix, have been partnering with them in rolling out what we call Mentor Me on Wheels. That is actually focused on entrepreneurs, but eventually we will have Mentor Me on Wheels for college students that will be rolled out sometime next year. And again, try to understand the digital landscape that is coming out, whether it's in fintech or in digital marketplace. We will have an event next year on opportunities for people like you to understand how to turn your skill into a business, and especially in the digital landscape. So, two areas that where you live as the greatest opportunity is in tourism and in agribusiness. So, try to learn more about it, and you can talk to my assistant here. We can attach you to a mentor. If you at least give you an idea what particular field of strength that you have and that you can convert it into a business. Especially for those here in the hall, you have to determine what is your passion. If your passion is cooking, then you can convert it into a restaurant business. But you have to determine that skill that you have. My skill, I'm good in marketing, building brands. I've converted that into building brands for our company, Selecta, Cosmos, etc. And GoNegosyo today is a brand that basically inspires people like you. So you have to determine your skill. If your skill is in finance, even more so, you'll have the skill to be able to know how to invest your money. And that many of you in this room have chosen the right course. That is, in fact, when we hire people, we make sure that they have a skill. Either they're good in writing, in finance, in marketing. And many CFOs today have become CEOs of many corporations. The biggest advantage of understanding finance is it grooms you and prepares you to helping you make the right decisions, especially as a CEO. So I've seen all over the world, many CFOs end up becoming CEOs of corporations. So you're in the right place. But in the end, you have to be the best in your field. Remember, you're competing against thousands of people here who want that same job. So you have to be good at it.
All right, thank you so much for that, Sir Joey, Vincent, Sheila. Now may we call on Ms. Marivic and Sir Benny. Ma'am, kindly and Ms. Dan also to award Sir Joey a token of appreciation.